What is going on, gaming fans? HNPK Gaming here, and we wanted to talk to you about a couple of things you should know if you just started playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. If you already play Pokemon competitively, then this video is probably going to touch on a few things that you already know about. But for those of you who have played Pokemon casually over the years, or began playing because of Pokemon Go, we're going to be going over some of the different features that can help you become a more competitive Pokemon player and help you distinguish between what makes one Pokemon perform better than another. You're going to want to save before your first encounter with Professor Oak. You may need to reset your game a couple of times, and not having to see that adorable but unskippable cutscene 20 times is definitely going to make your start a little bit easier. Your starting Pikachu or Eevee is guaranteed to have 6 perfect IVs, but you also want to make sure that it gets a good nature that suits them. For those of you who aren't familiar with the 6 IVs, they stand for each of your Pokemon's individual values, those being their health, regular attack, regular defense, speed, special defense, and special attack. Like I said earlier, your starter Pokemon will have all 6 of these stats be perfect, which means your primary concern at the start of the game should be what nature they're randomly given. Each Pokemon game has the same 25 unique natures, and they play a pretty big role when it comes down to the future of your Pokemon. Each different nature prioritizes one of your Pokemon's 6 stats at the expense of another. This is why saving before you interact with Professor Oak is so important, because the last thing you want to do is get a nature for your Pokemon that doesn't focus on its essential stats. Thankfully, I only had to reset my game about 7 times before getting a decent nature for my Pikachu, but on my boy Shaky's account, we were resetting the game from midnight till about 4 AM, which I know sounds a little crazy, but you do what you gotta do to be the very best like no one ever was. Players starting off with Pikachu should aim for the naughty or naive nature. Both of these natures boost your regular attack or speed and pull away from the special defense stat, which is perfect since Pikachu is only weak to ground type attacks. Since about 95% of ground moves are considered regular attacks, Pikachu's special defense isn't much of a priority. The main reason that we're suggesting that you choose a nature that boosts Pikachu's regular attack over its special attack is because Pikachu can learn a variety of moves from TMs and tutors that make them a threat to multiple types of Pokemon, most of them being regular attacks. Pikachu's ability to learn Dig is also going to be pretty damn helpful when battling against the Pikachu Pokemon Master that appears after the Elite Four. I fully plan to strip her of her title because the only Pikachu Master Trainer around these parts is your boy Narga. Eevee players should be trying for either modest or timid natures, which will allow them to focus on special attack or speed at the expense of regular attack. In a normal Pokemon game, we would probably suggest something different. But in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, your starter Eevee can learn up to 8 special moves because of all of its different transformations throughout the years. Out of the 8 special moves, only the fire and grass abilities are regular attacks, while the remaining water, electric, psychic, dark, ice, and fairy abilities are all special attacks. It wouldn't make much sense to choose a nature like Adamant, since we're more than likely not going to have any regular attacks on our moveset. Another way to secure the best stats for your Pokemon is to begin a catch combo. Catch combos are when you continue to catch the same Pokemon over and over without catching other Pokemons in between. Before the game was released, data miners had discovered that having a catch combo of 31 for any Pokemon would make it so that the next one you catch would have 6 perfect IVs like our starters. Thankfully, that seems to not be the case, since having an easy way to get a perfect version of every Pokemon does take some excitement out of the game. Getting a catch combo past 31 makes it so that 4 of the 6 IVs are perfect, while keeping the other 2 random. That's pretty much the cap though. Even after having a catch combo of over 100, the results will still remain the same. This makes getting 31 the goal, and what you should try and aim for to try and get a near perfect Pokemon. Occasionally, you can get lucky and 5 IVs will be tied for best, just like this near perfect Nidorino on the screen, but catches like that are few and far in between. Keep in mind, trainers, my goal here isn't to discourage you, but to put in perspective how rare stats like these are. A few things to remember about catch combos is that they can be broken if you close the game, so even if you save the game and then load it up later, the catch combo will be reset. The catch combo will also break if you happen to catch any other Pokemon, even if they're in the same evolutionary tree. So try and show some restraint if you happen to see a Gyarados swimming by while you're catch comboing Magikarps. And the last way to break the catch combo is if you or the Pokemon you've been chaining runs away. You can run away from every other Pokemon with no punishment, just not the one you've been catch comboing. Another great benefit of catch comboing is that the higher the catch combo gets, the more candy you receive as rewards. These candies can be fed to your Pokemon similar to Pokemon Go in order to boost their individual stat values. The candies you receive are dependent on the Pokemon you're currently catch comboing. For example, a Pidgey's best stat is speed, so if you're catch comboing Pidgeys to a certain extent, you're going to be receiving Quick Candy Large, Quick Candy Extra Large, and Pidgey Candy. Feeding a Quick Candy to your Pokemon will boost its speed stat by 1, raising its total CP or combat power. At first, 1 Quick Candy will be enough to raise your speed stat by 1, but the more candy your Pokemon receives, the more diminished the effect becomes, resulting in your Pokemon needing to take a bigger hit to get the same results it's used to. Eventually, your Pokemon will need 2 candies to increase the stat by 1, then 3 candies, then 4. My Pikachu got to the point where it needed to take 20 Mighty Candies just to raise its attack stat by 1. This is where the large and extra large candies come in. None of the candies share their cost, so even if it takes 15 Tough Candies to raise the defense stat by 1, it would only take 1 Tough Candy Large to raise the stat by the same amount. Large and extra large candies are effective because instead of pouring huge amounts of candy into Pokemon just to barely raise its stat, you can give the normal candies to your less demanding Pokemons and strategically raise your Pokemon stats with large and extra large candy. The only restriction to large candies is that they can only be used on Pokemon that are at least level 30, and for extra large candies, the level requirement is at least level 60. The generic stat candies are Quick, Tough, Health, Mighty, Courage, and Smart Candy, and they boost your speed, regular defense, health, regular attack, special defense, and special attack respectively. Any of these candies, whether they're the regular, large, or extra large, can be given to any of your Pokemon for a boost. The only candy with restrictions is a specific Pokemon candy. You can get specific Pokemon candy by engaging in a long catch combo with them, or by sending a bunch of them to Professor Oak. Using the candy of the specific Pokemon on them makes boosting their stats a lot easier because 1 Pikachu candy raises all 6 of Pikachu's individual stats by 1, opposed to doing it one at a time. Now that you know the benefits of catch comboing, I want to tell you how you can do it effectively. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you've already unlocked the judge function from Professor Oak's assistant. He's located at the gate east of Viridian City on the 2nd floor. Basically, what the judge function does is that it allows you to check the summary of your Pokemon and gives you a breakdown of where its stats are leaning towards. If you have a successful catch combo of over 31, every Pokemon you continue to catch in the combo after that will show that 4 out of the 6 stats are the best. You can see all of this through the judge function, and if you happen to judge your starter Pikachu or Eevee, you can confirm that they do indeed have all 6 of their IVs or stats perfect. This feature can be unlocked as soon as you get your 3rd gym badge from Lieutenant Surge, and the only requirement is to have at least 30 different kinds of Pokemon registered in your Pokedex. The other feature you want access to is Fortune Teller Madame Celadon. She's located in the Pokemon Center of Celadon City, and she can make it so that every Pokemon you encounter is of whatever nature you choose. This does seem to last 24 hours and only cost 10,000 money. So if you decide that you want to farm for a near perfect Arcanine, you would talk to Fortune Teller Madame Celadon and water the red flower while withering the blue. This makes it so that any Pokemon you encounter for the next 24 hours will have an adamant nature. This is when you would grind out the catch combo of over 31 Growliths and judge all of the Growliths caught after the 31st in order to monitor which of them have the best stats. For an Adamant Arcanine, we would recommend having its 4 best stats be Health, Regular Attack, Speed, and Special Defense. Since Adamant Pokemon boost their regular attack at the expense of their special attack, it really doesn't matter if Growlith's special attack gets an OK rating. Once you've caught all 153 Pokemon and have beaten the Elite Four, you are officially in post-game. The official goal for post-game of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is to get the title of Pokemon Master Trainer for each individual Pokemon. I mentioned earlier that my Pikachu is going to be learning the ability Dig and relying on it to destroy the opposing Pikachu Master Trainer, because every time you defeat a Master Trainer of a particular Pokemon, you claim that title. And I don't know about you, but I think Pikachu Master Narga has a pretty nice ring to it. There are a total of 153 Pokemon Master Trainers, one for each and every Pokemon. So if, for example, you wanted to farm up for the perfect Geodudes, you would have to begin by doing your catch combo of 31 and then continuing it until you're able to find yourself 3 near perfect Geodudes. The reason you need 3 of these is because one of them will stay as a perfect Geodude, one of them will become your perfect Graveler, and the final one will become your perfect Golem. This is mainly because when you are preparing to take on the final Pokemon Master Trainers, you're going to need a powerful Pokemon for each of the 153 encounters. The reason it's 153 Pokemon opposed to the original 151 is because Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee does also include the 2 new mythical Pokemon, Meltan and its evolved form Melmetal. Despite the fact that they're both rather new, they both do have their own Pokemon Master Trainers. HNPK Gaming will be releasing guides on how to defeat all 153 trainers, as well as gameplay and tips for games on all platforms, so if there's anything you'd like for us to cover in our next videos, feel free to leave a comment below. If you like what you see, make sure to like and subscribe so that you can be kept up to date on all of our gaming news.